Welcome to our executive interview series at the UiPath on Tour Public Sector Summit produced by FedScoop. I'm Wyatt Cash, and we're here with Mason Turvey, automation architect for Anika Systems. Mason, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
First question for you is, how do you see the future of agentic automation evolving? And what are the key trends right now that agencies should really be paying attention to?
Yeah, so agentic automation's taken an interesting path where there's kind of two different players in the space right now, where we have these core technologists that are developing the technology. You see like Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic are building these core technologies. They're the models, the architecture that's hosting that, and they're also building out different like infrastructure to interface with that, different protocols, and laying the groundwork for these things to be built. And then you have your like second layer of implementation partners that are going out into the field and doing the work with those core models. UiPath kind of fits in that second layer, where the core partners are going to be building out like protocols, and UiPath will be leveraging that to make an impact on their customers, especially in the federal space. You'll see that UiPath can make a bigger impact than any of those core partners because they're going to be more context aware and they're going to have more of a trust layer. So I kind of see the future of agentic automation really depends on your core LLMs, that technology, building more of a trust layer so that when these implementation partners are coming in and helping like federal agencies implement, they can have trust that that platform is going to do what it's supposed to do, and not more than that. It's not going to go array at any point. So that's where I see it evolving. And what's really important to pay attention to is where those core technologies. If you want to stay ahead of the game, you're going to have to pay attention to that layer, that first layer. And some of the things that are coming down the pipeline, like MCP, Model Context Protocol, they're still building out how we're going to interface efficiently with LLMs in a trusted environment. And the strides that are being made there, kind of by like OpenAI and Anthropic, are really what you want to pay attention to get ahead of the game.
Appreciate your putting that into context for us. Another question is, what do you see as the key differences between traditional RPA, for example, and this newer evolution of agentic automation? And how do you see them working together within a modern enterprise automation strategy?
Yeah, so agentic automation is interesting in that it doesn't really work with the rules-based context that core RPA would. So our traditional RPA processes really are working off of hard and fast rules. If it's this, then this, making that decision on a very binary basis. And that works really good for processes at scale where it's doing the same thing over and over. Where agentic comes in and where this new wave of generative AI really makes an impact is, like the name suggests, being able to generate content. So things like generating emails, and even reviewing documentation to generate predictions off of that. So you can like do question and answer off of like training documentation, but it can also suggest like next best action. It's not perfect, right? It's never going to be perfect because it's just making the best prediction. So there's always like a human in the loop context, which is where RPA and agentic really combine, because we have the workflows in RPA that are hard and fast, and we have the data that's coming in that might not be as trusted from these AI engines. And you can keep that human in the loop to kind of correct that system as it goes astray. And that's kind of the core principle behind agentic automation, is being able to generate and predict and do more unstructured tasks, but being able to correct that and train that system over time with the human in the loop is a really critical component, and that's where RPA really services that.
Really appreciate that. Well, Mason Turvey, thank you so much for joining us here at the UiPath on Tour Public Sector Summit.
Yep, thank you.